Assalamu alaikum. Welcome. We're just gonna wait a little while and see if our people are coming in. I'm sorry about that. They'll just have to wait till I'm finished. I'll give them a call back. I hope that my mic is working and you guys can hear me. So as soon as a little bit more people come in, then we'll get started. And I appreciate everyone for coming out to hear this powerful message. Assalamu alaikum. And we're going to get started in momentarily. Let me know if you can hear me. I have on my microphone today. All right. I want to welcome all of you guys. You guys saw the title, and I have received a lot of questions on this topic. So I thought I would cover it for you. Some people have been asking me, is it okay to use what witches and warlocks have used to attack them? So, I after, thinking about this topic and giving it some thought, when you're in war, there are all things that are permitted. All things are permitted as long as you are not the one that is attacking. If you have been attacked, if you have been set up on, and you have found out the strategy or the tactics of the enemy, and they are using these tactics, the evil eye, they're throwing things in your path, they're throwing nails under your tire. So it is okay as long as you have not attacked those people first using those kinds of tactics. Whatever they have, you have seen them using on you, whatever you have been able to find out what they have been using on you, it is okay to use whatever they have been using that you have strategized against them. You can use whatever they have used. And so, we want to look at this, in the Holy Book, because it says fighting is prescribed for you in the Holy Quran. You want to make sure that you are using a justified means, that again, you was not the first one to attack. And if you were not the first one to attack an individual, and they have been using black magic, then it's okay for you to use whatever God has given you that you have found out that they have been using. You want to make sure that you are conducting yourself in a way that you are not attacking someone or someone without just right. So here are some of the ways that we are able to understand that. And I'm going to, pull this out. And if you are defending yourself, whether in spiritual war or any kind of war that you may be going through, whatever you may be going through in your life, whatever kind of attack you may be up under. And as we can see in society of today, we are under attack. So whatever kind of attack that you're up under, it is okay if you find out, what the enemy is using against you. Yes, please hit the like button. Please, as you come in, please continue to hit the like button. Hi, Tim Davis. Hi, how are you doing today? So whatever God has given you, please make sure that you're defending yourself. If you find out that the enemy is going to use spiritual warfare against you, if they're going to use psychological warfare against you, if they're going to use military force against you, then it's imperative that you defend yourselves from any kind of attack, especially that God has given you the right to attack to defend yourself from your attackers. So one of the things that the Holy Quran say, and as I think about this, well, we're not going to answer that question because obviously we already know if you came on to this live, then you automatically know that I'm Muslim. So that's besides the point. If he starts anything in this live, please hit the button and escort him out, please. So and this is his name is William. Make sure that he's not in here if he's here to be a heckler. Well, when you have God has also told you to defend yourselves, in the Holy Book. And I will give you an example of that. Again, when Joshua was sent to bring down the walls of Jericho, he was told to take the priest and make a joyful noise, in front of those people, and to encircle them 7 times. And it was 7 priests encircled 7 times, 7 horns, and make a joyful noise unto the Lord, and it brought down the walls of Jericho. So when you are in any kind of battle, once you have understood the strategy of the enemy, once you know what they are attacking you with, then it is lawful for you to use whatever it is, as long as you are not the attacker. So you can use their horns, you can use their strategy against them, and it is certainly lawful in the sight of God. So one of the things that we like to talk about in the Holy Quran is defensive warfare. So you have to be able to defend yourself. It permits fighting in self-defense against those who attack Muslims or oppress them for their faith. So we want to make sure that when hello Elitinib, hi, how are you doing? I'm glad that you think that you're Jesus, because Jesus was definitely turning over tables and spiritual warfare in the temple. So that those are one of the ways that we know that we are supposed to defend ourselves, because Jesus definitely not only defended himself but defended other people in the Holy Bible and the Holy Quran. He defended his mother. So we need to make sure that we take note of that when we are being set up on by witches and warlocks using spiritual attacks against us, whether it's psychological attacks, once you know that that's what they're doing, then there is also a cure for that, and the holy books give us the cure for that. We can use whatever God has given us in the holy books in order to return to sender, in order to turn that back up on the person that has sent those spiritual attacks upon you, upon your mind, upon your body, that's trying to make you think that, you're sickly or you're crazy, or whatever it is that they're trying to do, in order to manipulate you and take advantage of you. And again, as we see that in this society today, that, the people who are in this society, who are the most vulnerable among us, have been set up on the elderly, and it doesn't matter what color they are. The homeless people, the children, there are kids coming up missing left and right. And, as I got the report today, 50 children, or young people have been set up on and is missing in Virginia right now as we young people. Exactly. Yes, yes. Muhammad even said the Bible should be respected and reviewed as accurate. Okay, and exactly, and that's exactly what I am saying. No matter, and that is C Swag. I thank you for coming in, C Swag. And I wanted to, let you know that in all cultures, they have been given the in the biblical text, they have been given the word to defend themselves against tyrants. So in the holy books, then you will see that God sent Moses to his people to defend themselves from Pharaoh. And we're dealing with that cycle. We're dealing with that, repetitive way that they have set up on those people in that time. We're dealing with those tyrants. We're dealing with those evil leaders, the evil leadership, and the followers who have aligned themselves with, negative regimes. What does that have to do with it when he was called by God? What see, that's what I'm saying. See, people want things to be one-sided. I'm coming from both the books. Moses is in both the books that he was called by God. So, if he wasn't allowed in the holy land, see Swag, what does that have to do with him leading the children, out of danger from Pharaoh? That has absolutely nothing to do with it. By the time he wasn't allowed to the Holy Land, he had done his job. And you know what I'm saying? Well done. Allahu Akbar. That's all that I can say to you on that. So, when people are, set up on you to attack you, in any case, whether they are in high places or whether they're in your home, then you have to understand God has given you permission to fight. And, fighting is prescribed for all of us. We need to know that when we are attacked using, low level tactics where they're using sorcery, again, in the time of Moses, where Pharaoh used a sorcerer to turn a stick into to make it look like he turned it into a snake. But whatever he did at that time, Moses was coming from the Most High God, and his staff swallowed up all that they were faking. So therefore, there are certain things that you can say that is sorcery, but I don't think that when God appoints a person that they're using that kind of sorcery or magic. So therefore, even with Moses, it's okay to retaliate when someone has attacked you. If Jesus died for your sins, then why are you, having problems now? Why do you continue to be set up on? So, all of that is out the window. That's not what Jesus told you. But, even like I said, some things in the holy book has been distorted so that they can use manipulation, and that is also a form of magic. And when people use magic against you, when they distort the word of God, it's okay to abandon them. It's okay to, just let that go. So this is where we are today, with the holy church, or whatever they perceive to be the holy church, because it definitely hasn't defended the people, that the black and brown people in the community and in the land, what I'm saying, where God is concerned. So, whatever the colonizer has given you, we'll just deem that it was a way to deem to be controlled. So whenever, and like I said, when you have been attacked, then you want to make sure that your conduct is lining up with certain things. Please hit the like button as you enter, please. Your conduct is lining up, and it says, you can look in verses 22-39 in the Holy Quran, about defensive wars and fighting and defending yourself and your communities when people are using any kind of warfare or spiritual warfare against you. So we also want to look at the verses of self-restraint, and those verses are 2 and 190, and that is Surah Al-Baqarah and 190. You always want to practice self-restraint, and that's why I say, if you was not the first one to attack, and you have seen their strategy, it's okay to defend yourself, but you also want to use self-restraint and make sure that you're only attacking the persons that have attacked you, and that is most definite what we want to do in this climate that we're going through, where we're having people attack us, witches and warlocks, in high places, the court system, the police department, CPS, to attack our people, in Medicaid, just receiving, help and well-being for the elderly. So, we want to make sure that we are defending ourselves under all conditions, and struggle and fight with our brothers and sisters, and we need to come together in order to do that. If you have an understanding of how to defend yourself in a court system, then you want to align yourself with those sisters and brothers, and learn and get on that team, and take these entities, these negative people who have been attacking you, in the streets of the United States. We want to make sure that we're taking them to court. If these people who are attacking you with spiritual warfare, throwing things down in front of your doorstep, trying to, send the evil eye and give you a hard time, then their spiritual warfare is in the court of the spiritual laws, and those are being convened, on a regular basis, where those people are getting their evil that they have sent out to people using these malevolent forces return to sender. And we're seeing it. Everything that has been happening from, the moon cleanse all the way until now is showing these people that you are not exempt from the law of nature or God. So, again, these evil forces, and even as we, come on this live, we have people who want to continue to be separate, and there is no time to be separate. There is no time to be separate. We must come together, whether we are Christian or Muslim, or in the Holy Torah. All these books was coming from God. They came from God for the direction and the instruction on how to deal with these issues that we have in life, from these negative entities, these evil entities that have lined up with the entity, with the malevolent forces, with just attacking people. So, we can always let those people know that God has given us, a way out, a relief. And the relief is to defend ourselves from these negative people, these negative witches and warlocks. So, yes, whatever they have thrown at you, if you know what they have used against you, if you know what their intentions are, you can use a way in order to return to sender, or if you know what they have used, you can use what they have used. Because all the herbs of the fields that they have used to attack the chosen ones, if they have used some kind of dirt or dust, whatever God has given, like I always tell you, he has given it to us, and it is good for us to use, especially to heal ourselves and to defend ourselves now, in this case, from evil entities. So, no matter what anyone has told you, that it is witchcraft. It was witchcraft when the church was not telling you that you could use the holy book in order to defend yourself. So it's not witchcraft. It wasn't witchcraft for David. It wasn't witchcraft when he was, washing himself with hyssop after sin in the 51 chapters of Psalm. It's not witchcraft now. So you will have to determine and make sure that you are not just setting up on someone and with your intentions to attack someone. You will have to make sure that you are not trying to, tit for tat, because in some cases, God will intervene with the person. When God tells you to stand down, then you need to stand down. And that's very, that's understandable. So, well, we have people in here, okay, and like I say, I don't mind being under attack, because being under attack, they know when they come for me, they already know that I know the truth, so they can send anyone that they want. I studied 3 books, and it also lets you know those things in there that have been used by the prophets in order to defend themselves. Even as we had Jacob, when he ran into the tabernacle to hide himself from his brother Esau, who was attacking him. He fell asleep on a stone. So, and still we can use stones as well to defend ourselves, and to make sure that we bring in the good, and, we get rid of those people who are attacking us. They will no longer be able to attack us, when we can see them in our dreams, even before they get to us. In Jacob's ladder, the angels coming down to warn us, and going back up to heaven. They bringing down the good, and going back up, with God's word, where he has for mankind here on earth, to defend ourselves from negative energy, any kind of negative energy. These people, they want to talk about the past. They want to talk about the prophets of the past. They want to talk about Muhammad, but they're not looking at these people who are setting up on our people to purge them, to purge the young people of this society. They have made a movie about the purge. That is a spiritual attack upon our young people. You will have to use what God has given you of the holy word. You can reach out to me in the description below to understand and get a better understanding. Book a session with me so that we can stop these people and use, what they have taken, the blood from these blood banks and all of these places, in order to set up on us and attack us in our community. So they automatically know when they come for me, you're going to catch hell, because you're not going to be able to do anything. All publicity is good publicity to me. So, this is where I stand at. We're going to have brothers and sisters that try to divide us, because they want to stay with the entity. They want the entity to control you, and steady take your energy and siphon your energy off of your children. They want to siphon your money, and they don't want you to stand up and say anything about it. They want you to keep giving to these places another 20 years, and your kids are very young, and they come up missing, they come up, individually sexually assaulted, because these places, a lot of these places that these people want you to keep giving your money to is, sacrificing your children, to a sexual entity. So that is a form of warfare that we will have to know about and have to be able to attack it. Again, it was in the time of Abraham. He had to deal with his wife barrenness, and God gave them a way out, with, well, I think it was Leah and her sister. He wanted the baby sister, Rachel. But it was necessary that the oldest sister get married first. And because she wasn't that beautiful, she was looking at Rachel, and the father, they plotted against Abraham, which caused the barrenness in Rachel. That is a form of spiritual attack. That is a form of psychic attack. And you will need to know how to defend yourself from it. And I am giving us, these ways that we can stop these people from attacking us using the holy books. You're going to have to know how to defend yourself. You're going to have to know how to not only put on the full armor of God, but you're going to have to put on the shield and the buckler as well in this climate that we're in right now. So, we have people who want to attack. They want to come on, my life and attack, and that's fine. I can just overlook them because, like I said, all publicity is good publicity to me. So, we need to make sure that we are reading more than one book, because that's how they keep you dumb. That's how they keep you dumbed down, by only saying that, you're not going to get into the kingdom of heaven unless you're Christian. No, you have different ways that God has given to different groups of people. Read more than one book so that they cannot distort the truth. The truth is in all of God's words that he has given to all the societies before us. So we want to make sure that we're reading more than just the Holy Bible, the Holy Quran. We want to read all of his words, the Holy Torah as well. We want to read everything that God has given us that is good. So if there is witches and warlocks that are attacking you with dirt, dust, if they're throwing, anything at you, if they're using psychic attacks, if they are trying to, harm your womb, if they're laying tricks for you, if you know what they're using, if you've seen them laying tricks, if you know what they're doing, you can, also defend yourself and make their evil plan null and void, return to sender. Where if and like I was asked by the person, the reason why I wanted to do this live for you guys, she said that she caught someone on camera, putting something down outside of her door in her apartment. And, what we want to do is, when somebody does that, God has given us the herbs and the means and the rituals in order to cleanse ourselves, when someone has tried to poison our feet. And what I like to tell people to do is to use the 4 thieves vinegar and pour that down right there, and scrub where you saw that person putting that negative energy at. You can also wash your body in that 4 thieves vinegar. I make my own 4 thieves vinegar with the herbs and spices, that God has given us. And like I said, all things are good that God has given us. And so you can reach out to me if you want me to send you the a vial of the 4 thieves vinegar, to cleanse yourself or to cleanse your space in this 4 thieves vinegar. So these are the type of things that we will have to, recognize and go through, that, not only have these people in our homes, people in our community, people in our churches, and places that they don't want to see the chosen ones advance or defend themselves. They want to make our self-confidence low. They want to put us in fear. You want to make sure that you are using the holy herbs and what the holy books have said that you can use in order to return to sender and to stop these negative attacks Whatever they send at you, you can definitely use what they sent at you, or you can cleanse it, and return to sender whatever they have sent to you. So, I hope that, you have understood this message. You can reach out to me at any time. Me, myself, I like to use, the black rocks. When you circumambulate the Kaaba, that's a black rock. We don't know what kind of black rock it is. So I like to use black obsidian. I like to use any black stones that absorb negative energy. Hi, what's up, Betty Lucy? Any black stones that is in the holy books, and I'm going over my time now, but it's fine. And we can tell that this person, can someone stop this person? And I don't even know why. I don't even know why. I'm okay. I'm reporting him right now. So give me 1 minute. Okay, so I reported him. Okay, and I really appreciate you guys for coming out. And we can use any kind of the black stones, and like I have said in previous videos, that you can use the tiger's eye stone. It removes negative attacks, psychic attacks upon you. Or you can use any of the stones that will remove the negative energy, the black stones. So these are some of the things that we can do as a collective. We have people that don't even understand that, if they think that you can just, shout it away, when people are attacking you. That's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing. We are, hold on, let me make sure, put that up there. We want to make sure that when we are being attacked, we don't just overlook it. We need to go and do what the prophets were told to do to defend themselves. You need to be able to defend yourself. Don't just sit up there and say God will take care of it, because God has put something here, someone here, in order for you to go to, in order to remove the negative entities, the negative attacks that are upon your life. If you sit up there and say, well, God is going to take care of it, we're going to let God handle that. And he has given you the means and the knowledge. He has put, the chosen ones in your midst in order to remove this negative energy from you. Then, it is upon you when, you are overtaken with sickness, when you are overtaken, with psychic attacks, with these people gang stalking you. We don't want to have any of that happen to us. So as soon as we see anything that doesn't look right, soon as we become under attack and we know that something isn't right in our spirit, and we start taking our holy baths, we start praying against it. You want to make sure that you are cleansing yourself, and you are attacking, whatever is attacking you. You don't want to just sit up there and let it, fester in your soul. So I always want you to understand if you have witches and warlocks who are if you're under attack from witches and warlocks, whether in your immediate vicinity, in your job, in your neighborhood, in your home, if you're involved in projects where you are being attacked by witches and warlocks, it is most definitely, you can use whatever you use. You can use whatever they use. If you know that they're using, something that's trying to poison your feet, you can use whatever they use to return that attack to them. So make sure that all is fair in love and war, that we make sure that we defend ourselves under any attack. I have gone over by 5 minutes today. I really appreciate you guys for coming out. You can reach out to me in the description below. You can reach out to me and book a session. You can book a topic. You can donate to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe to me. And I will let you know some more ways that you can defend yourself once you reach out to me. I'm High Oracle, Reiki spiritual healer. Assalamu alaikum.